Well, welcome back to the competitive multiplayer with me, Mr. Dex, and somewhere on the map, Mr. Robert Sythe. Well, we left things unloading slowly down here, so we're going to take this back to the farm. Partly because I need the tanker for water, and I also need the front loader to move half a pallet of eggs, because that's all the chickens have produced. Which is not very exciting for me because my pancake factory needs more. The good news, however, this month we have soybeans to harvest, canola to harvest, grass to cut if we so desire, and bear in mind that does give us silage, so we should be desiring that. So yes, absolutely lots to do this time, which is fantastic. There's a very good chance I'm going to put my harvesters on workers and cut some grass. But we will see. The money is rolling into the bank balance, which is again fantastic. I've had a quick sneak. I am substantially higher than Mr. Sythe is currently, which is good, but he has some irons in the fire, so I don't want to become complacent that he is lagging. Right, we'll leave that there. I will need this grain cart shortly. I will put that here, I believe, for this field. Now the other thing I didn't do, I haven't fed the cows, so I've been a bit of a boo-boo there. Their health has now dropped to 0. So I think the first thing we do is we get some of these hay bales. Some silage bales and some straw, get them fed. Well, that's one way to do it. Maybe not the best way to do it, but it's one way to do it. I'm not very good with my handling of the builds, am I? Right, I'm only going to do one mix now, because clearly this has taken a lot longer than I would have liked. I do want to get the harvest underway. I obviously need to top the water up and the solid liquid fertilizer on the greenhouses. Right, that can wait there for now. We will drop this down here. I think I've got a pallet fork, so I will move the eggs to the chickens. There we go. I will do that when I do the water. Right. I'm going to do a quick lap up and down, and then set this other worker, just so it doesn't go past the field edge and go into the next field and do crop destruction. Right, I will get back to you once the greenhouses are topped up. Right, so that is the greenhouses topped up, eggs put into the pancake factory, and I'm now doing an actual headland around here, while the other harvester does the up and downs. And then once we've done this, I will take this across to the canola field, which also needs doing. Right, well, that's that field done. We will check how much we've got in the trailer shortly and take that to the windmill, because that will become flour, and we will then ultimately be selling that for hopefully a higher profit. We don't need any more flour in the pancake factory. I'm almost certain we have more than enough to keep us going until episode 50. So we will just sell the flour when it's the best price to do so. We're off to get the canola as well, and again, same principle. Once we've done the canola, that will go into the windmill and be turned into flour. I have done a bit of grass work, not much, just a little bit. I might leave the other field until next time, and we're going to continue with the fertilizing for the fields that we do the harvesting on here. So yes, I'm going to crack on with this too, and I will periodically circle back to this with you. So see you in a bit. Right, well, this field has pretty much taken a full of those yellow tanker, which is 100,000 litres. So once this has been done, in fact this had some already in it, so it's going to have had over 100,000 litres of digestate applied. So it's been quite thirsty on it. I had hoped that one tanker would do both these fields. Apparently not. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm then going to top the digestate up at the BGA while I take the grain down to the flour mill and crack on with the next field, because that should be fully harvested by the time this is all done. And then I would suspect, given the time of day, that will be as much as we can get done, not as much as is needed to be done. And as I say this, Mr. Robert Sythe has already finished his work today. So the tables have turned. I am the one that is still working. Anyway, I'll get back to you when I'm on the next field. Right, well, we are in the final field of today's workload. Obviously this has the very tight fencing around it, which is going to make this a delight. Yep, already got it. Hey ho. So I'm going to do a headland on this one first. Hopefully to stop the AI from doing this. We have about 22,000 litres of canola. So that's going to get put into the windmill too. I will then activate said windmill for both the soybeans and the canola, which I'll be honest, I haven't activated for soybeans yet, I don't think. Oh, yep, caught it again. Every time. But yes, so we will see. Mr. Sythe has observed my bank balance compared to his. However, he has also spent a fair bit of money, apparently also this episode, on new equipment, so this is why he hasn't got as much. He is spending it in his, what he would consider to be, investments. That might be the right call, because today's work for me has taken some time. Had I had different equipment, this might not be as labour intensive, because again we are not using Courseplay or auto drive, and that means I am doing a lot of the manual parts of this. And whilst I still think we should have those items on this series, at the end of the day this has truly been a Robert Sythe and Mr. Dex series, and not Robert Sythe's AI and Mr. Dex's AI working to do all the work. So yes, I mean, I don't know who left that trailer in the middle of the field. That's very helpful. I think this is going to be very much a very rough guide of what we're doing. Can I get through there? Oh. I mean, I can, but it's not applying any digestate, so that's been totally useful. We'll come back and do that bit. That's the downside to this trailer. It's very finicky around bumps on the ground. It doesn't care for them. But yes, this should be just a light coating, because when it comes to seeding, depending on what crop we're putting in, the solid fertilizer may go down to further increase what's missing here. Worst case, we might have more digestate on the field than is needed for the crop, but that shouldn't do a huge amount of harm, I don't think, because it won't be much higher than what's required. There's only, I think, soybeans that doesn't need fertilizer, but then I also don't think that counts against you on the field yield. Yes, I can see this being quite heavy on digestate too. We had about 400,000 litres. We've used, if we use that full tank, at 200,000, so still got plenty. If we had more time, I'd be putting some on the grass fields too, but we haven't, so I won't. And on our next episode, we will be, with any luck, seeding these two fields. But I first need to plough them. There we go. I don't think I can fill this without it being hooked up to a vehicle. No, so I'm going to have to unhitch this and unload it from the trailer. Now I can move it out the way. Even better. Right, so looking at my recording time on OBS, I do have a couple of time lapses planned. However, the video is becoming quite long. I am literally going to finish this field with digestate. That is literally my last task of the day. So I think, rather than cut back at the end of this, I may bid you all farewell now and say, for those who have been watching, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.